Whoever believed that Jake Paul was going to win, that was an absolute fairy tale.
Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua is over. Thank God it's over. What a joke of a fight.
From the minute he got into that ring, to get on the back foot and just start running around, it was quite pathetic.
There was never a world in which Jake Paul was going to beat Anthony Joshua.
Jake Paul didn't just lose to Anthony Joshua, he got exposed. What started as another loud experiment ended with broken jaws, battered ribs, and the kind of damage that happens when confidence collides with real heavyweight physics. The pretty boy experiment didn't fail. Quietly, it collapsed publicly.
He's an idiot. There is no reason.
If Anthony Joshua puts 10-ounce gloves on and gets in a boxing ring and Jake Paul is in the other corner, this won't last long. This will last as long as Josh wants it to last.
And let's be honest, none of this was surprising. Anyone with a basic understanding of boxing already knew how this story would end. For years, Jake Paul moved through boxing like a tourist collecting souvenirs. Retired MMA fighters, former champions past their expiration date, athletes whose main relationship with punching involved the basketball. The pattern was always the same: loud build-ups.
You can't lose to a guy that's perceived to be a YouTuber, even though today...
Viral clips, selective matchmaking, big talk about changing the sport. It worked until 2025, because 2025 put Jake Paul in front of Anthony Joshua.
Jake Paul is concerned because that's not boxing. He was just trying to survive. And when you try to survive in a fight, then the other guy can't knock you out because you're not looking to win.
Not a crossover fighter, not a novelty name, a former unified heavyweight champion, an Olympic gold medalist, a man with real scars from real wars. Joshua walked in with over 25 professional wins, multiple title reigns, and a resume that begins at the 2012 London Olympics. Jake Paul walked in with 13 professional fights, none against active or former heavyweight champions, and none that demanded elite defensive discipline from the opening bell.
Dude's got balls. Dude's got balls to standing there with AJ, who had been off, so his chin is refreshed. He's ready to fight.
The difference was obvious. Joshua controlled distance like someone who had done this for more than a decade. He set traps, dictated pace, let Paul burn energy chasing moments that never came. Paul talked all week about knockouts and statements. Joshua showed up to work.
Get paid $90 million to just survive? He just survived. Like he just ran around the ring.
The early rounds were quiet, the way dangerous things usually are. Joshua wasn't rushing. He wasn't loading up. He was letting the ring shrink. Jake Paul tried to sell confidence, but the footwork told the truth. Backing up or setting late, reacting instead of initiating. This is where reality arrives in heavyweight boxing.
Anthony Joshua is trying to find him. As the fight goes longer, all those big actions, the shots, the big overhand rights, all those things are starting to fatigue Paul.
When the knockout finally landed, it didn't shock anyone who had been honest about the matchup. And once it happened, the boxing world turned to the experts.
You know, you're gonna get knocked out anyway, dude. Like, I was hoping I could say, you know what, because he earned the respect of boxing fans by going out on his shield. This guy just ran for his life. I just watched Jake Paul run for his life for like 5-6 rounds.
I try to be responsible. I've been in this game 50 years, so I know where not to step, where you could twist an ankle, or worse, you could break up.
Teddy Atlas said exactly what he had been saying all along. At lighter weights, mistakes can be survived. At heavyweight, mistakes get punished immediately. Atlas explained that when a fighter lacks elite defensive habits, the division itself becomes the opponent. You're not just fighting a man, you're fighting mass, leverage, timing, and consequences. Jake Paul had never lived in that world until now.
I mean, this guy literally never tried to win a second of the fight. He was trying to throw a home run punch every once in a while. And notice every time he got in the clinch, he just went down. Like he just hugged Anthony Joshua and then like would go down and the referee would call it a slip and give him a break. And like he would just kill time that way.
Carl Froch didn't bother with diplomacy. He reminded everyone that Jake Paul had already lost to Tommy Fury, a cruiserweight who never reached British title level. That loss alone showed where the ceiling was. If Paul struggled there, jumping straight to a heavyweight champion wasn't ambition. It was denial. Boxing progression exists for a reason. This sport punishes shortcuts.
You beat a guy like that, you're not going to outbox him. If you're waiting on him and he's initiating and he's feinting you into counters and then he's countering the counter.
Even while I think a heavyweight has a chance in any fight, a puncher's chance, I don't think Jake Paul has anything for Anthony Joshua.
Do you respect him for taking it?
Yeah, you have to. Because
analysts pointed out the physical reality Over 100 pounds difference on fight night, more than 6 inches of reaction. That isn't trivia. That's control. Control of range. Control of exchanges. Control of when violence happens.
He knocked him down twice. I thought the fight was going to be over because he was going to knock him down again.
Experts quickly shut down the popular excuse of a puncher's chance. That argument only works when both fighters understand defense. When one doesn't, a puncher's chance becomes a puncher's risk.
Honestly, what do you want the guy to do? I mean, this guy ran for his life in a 22 by 22 ring. That ring was huge. That ring was huge.
Betting markets saw this coming long before the first bell. Joshua entered as a massive favorite, with odds suggesting over an 85% chance to win. That wasn't disrespect. That was math. Experience. Size, skill, and history matter. Confidence doesn't change probabilities.
It looked like that was the moment he was going to throw in the towel and say, you know what, I'm done, I'm injured, I'm hurt, I don't want to do that. But hats off to him, he got up and he kept fighting. We get to the 6th round and you can just tell that it's over.
After the knockout, attention turned to the punch itself. Comparisons flooded into Joshua's 2020 for knockout of Francis Ngannou. Ngannou had never been knocked out before. Joshua did it cleanly. Experts noted Joshua's right hand travels close to 40 miles per hour. Elite speed for a heavyweight carrying that much mass. When that punch lands, careers pause.
In my life, I think my jaw is broken, by the way, so. Yeah. Let's go! It's definitely broke. But,
What made Paul's situation worse was the lack of adjustment. He walked into counters, failed to force messy exchanges, reacted late, exited straight back. Commentators agreed. If the same right hand that flattened Ngannou landed on Paul, there was no version of this fight that ended differently. That's not trash talk. That's anatomy.
Just ate that. And I think when Anthony saw he could take those punches and they could really do no damage to him, it even boosted his confidence more. Because then he got even more reckless in his approach to getting after Paul.
Johnny Nelson cut through the noise with one line. Anthony Joshua does not play touch boxing at any level. Joshua doesn't toy with opponents. When he commits fully. Exhibition mentality doesn't exist in his ring habits. If you step in with him wearing 10-ounce gloves, you are signing up for consequences.
You knew that Anthony Joshua was going to eventually land something that hurt Jake Paul. And you know how you know the boxing world wanted it to be brutal? Because Rosendo was sitting here and he goes, I hope he gets knocked out bad.
Anthony Joshua, who's now 5 inches bigger than you, maybe more, or 4 or 5 inches, and about 100 pounds heavier. You just don't go from there right up to there.
Punching heavyweight. And Fake Paul's never been in with a heavyweight. Like I said earlier, he lost to Tommy Fury, cruiserweight. He lost to him. Tommy Fury's not even British level. So you can't chuck Fake Paul in with Anthony Joshua and take it serious.
Because he got hit clean by one of the biggest punchers, acclaimed, a lot of accolades, world champion heavyweight, and he went down and didn't get up. And honestly,
Simon Jordan was ruthless in his assessment. He separated commercial success from sporting logic. Money does not justify ignoring competitive reality. A 2-time heavyweight champion with Olympic pedigree is not a marketing prop. Treating him like one is how people get hurt. Jake Paul didn't lose because he lacked confidence. He lost because heavyweight boxing doesn't negotiate with hype. And this fight proves something boxing has always known: reality always wins.